What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Good to see you, friends. Hope all is well. Listen, guys, I just want to talk about something that I just saw on Twitter that, for some reason, surprisingly, it just hurts my heart. It's like you would think that after all this time, after all we've been through, after all we know, that things like this would not affect me anymore. Like it just wouldn't disappoint me anymore. Like we all know that the people who are in charge of all of our favorite titles, such as Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, just about everything you can name, it's going to crap. Absolute crap. We all know this by now. Yet, every now and then, you have something like this that comes up. This serves as an incredible example of what we're talking about, of everything that is wrong with what's going on with all of these titles that we love so much. So what am I talking about? Well, we have this person here that I really hadn't heard of before. That's how much I really care about what goes on behind the scenes. What I really care about is what's in front of the camera. But when you start wondering what's going on in front of the camera and, you look hard enough, you start to realize it's a lot of the shit that goes on behind the scenes. So here's a perfect example of that. We have somebody named Heather Caden. Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, fuck it. Heather Caden, all right? Apparently, she is a co-executive producer for Alex Kurtzman on his Star Trek and a bunch of other things that's going on with his production company, all right? And apparently, she has also recently stepped down. I believe that's the latest news with her, that she has resigned. She's going to do more on her own. Maybe she wants to be the next Kathleen Kennedy, whatever. Go for it, lady. But the point, right, that I saw on Twitter, the part that's really like stabbing me in my soul, right, is this statement that she made, right? And it's a like really simple quote. Apparently, I don't know if she was being interviewed or something like that. And, when they're being interviewed, they're always patting themselves on the back, talking about how they're creating history. And they go so far overboard to inflate themselves as creating some type of history that a lot of times it rings false, as you see in this situation right here. So what did she say? She said, Klingons have always been portrayed as the bad guy. Period. Yes, Klingons have been always portrayed as the bad guy. Period. All right, okay. Now, anyone who's watched Star Trek for any length of time, I don't care if it was the original series, I don't care if it was The Next Generation, I don't care if it was Deep Space Nine, whatever. Anyone who's watched any of those past iterations of Star Trek, right now, you're probably like spitting out your coffee. This chick, Klingons have been always portrayed as the bad guy, period. Why would she say such a thing? Well, because she's trying to virtue signal about what they're doing today. So by showing the Klingons as something other than the bad guys that they've always been shown, we are to be praised. We are to be adored. But there's something wrong with that, Heather. And if you were a Star Trek fan, or at least informed about Star Trek, as you think you might be, before you actually become a co-executive producer on a Star Trek show or film, you would think that you just might, maybe just a little bit, have heard of, I don't know, Lieutenant Worf, maybe? I believe Lieutenant Worf, I think he played his own grandfather or great-great-grandfather at some point also, where he was seen cooperating with Captain Kirk or the original crew or something to that effect. I believe it was. You don't have to have the most extensive knowledge of this, but even a little bit will tell you that that's not true. It's bad enough, right? She could have said that Klingons have been portrayed as the bad guy. It wouldn't have been a problem. She could have even said Klingons have always been portrayed as the bad guy. Yeah, maybe I'll let you get away with that. It's not true, but maybe I'll let you get away with that. But then, that period that she says, that's the part that stabs me in my throat, bro. She says they've always been portrayed as the bad guy. Period. Now, not recalling the groundbreaking work that Michael Dorn did as Lieutenant Worf is practically unforgivable. And I'm going to go there because what it is she's cut from that same cloth of person, right? who will throw Michael Burnham out there and say, well, we have a prominent black character and this is all us. This is what we did. We're to be praised for this. You know, she'll take all of that love and adoration for that. Meanwhile, she will ignore Benjamin Sisko and his son. She will ignore Michael Dorn as Worf. She will ignore LeVar Burton. She will ignore Lieutenant Uhura. Yes, she will ignore just about every other black character or black actor that has been in Star Trek for the last over 50 years. That's the type of person that we're dealing with here. So I can't help but to draw the parallels and comparisons and connections between her ignoring of Lieutenant Worf's character to the contributions of black actors who have been on Star Trek forever. You know, not to mention subject matter. Of course, Lieutenant Uhura and Captain Kirk's first interracial kiss on film. Kind of tame by today's standards, but yet and still there it was. But that's what a Heather Caden stands for. That's what she does. She's disingenuous, she's uninformed, or just plain ignorant. And these people are in positions of power. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem. This is the same dynamic that had J.J. Abrams call himself doing a Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, and have Han Solo die and have Leia walk past Chewbacca. This is the same type of oversight that I'm talking about here, that these people share. They're not in it for the love. I don't blame these people for taking a paycheck, but god damn it, man, you have to be able to give something back to the culture that you're sucking off. You know what I mean? But they can't do that. They won't do that. They'd rather turn on the fans and say that we're the problem because we've loved these things for decades. Enough that we can point out some shit like that as soon as you see it. This is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. And it continues to be the problem. These people, they fail upwards. And we keep seeing them over and over and over again. Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, this clown ass right here. Why are they there? If you don't love what you're doing, if you don't love the material, all we're asking is that you be a little bit informed. You know what I mean? But they can't do that. They won't do that. They're not capable of doing that because this isn't where they came from. This is what I was talking about Ta-Nehisi Coates. You know, you pick up a title like the Black Panther or Superman, as he's trying to do, you know, and you're not serving these characters. You're not serving the audience that grew up with these and supported these characters with all of our money throughout all of these years. Grow up, they tell us. Get over it, they tell us. What's the other one? Fuck off. You know, things like that. We've heard it all at this point. But it becomes more and more apparent as time goes on why they continue to fail. You might make your little change here and there. Oh, fail. Oh, they made this millions of dollars and that doesn't sound like failure to me. That's what the normies say. But it's nowhere near the phenomenon that it should be. Because they don't know what they're doing. And this is a perfect example of that, guys. And I just wanted to highlight that for you guys. All right, so there it is once again. You know, I don't miss an opportunity to let you guys know exactly what the problem is because they're always saying that the problem is us. So guys, get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Give me a follow over on Odyssey and on Twitter. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.